औज़ुबिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम शाह मर्दां शेर यज़दां क़ुव्वत परवरदिगार ला फ़ता इल्ला यली ला सैफ़ इल्ला ज़ुल्फ़िकार. And you can see us four again in No One In. This is the season finale of this month or this quarter or maybe this year. और एक बात यहाँ बताता चलूँ कि ये सीज़न हो सकता है अब आप नो वन इन नेक्स्ट ईयर ही देखो और मे बी नेक्स्ट मंथ देखो, क्योंकि ये यहाँ पे इसको यानी कि बेसिकली वी लिविंग द बेस्ट वर्क फॉर स्लो एंड स्टडी विन द रेस वाला स्टाइल है. एंड आई वुड लाइक टू वेलकम नॉट द गेस्ट, वेल चीज़ ये कि मैं एक बात बता दूं कि ठीक है यहाँ पे हुकूमत मेरी है मगर बादशाहत जो है वो नदीम भाई की है. दैट्स व्हाई ही इज कम इन द सेकंड टाइम. नदीम भाई सलाम अलैकुम, असद भाई सलाम अलैकुम एंड एवरीवन, अजीम भाई एंड जितनी ऑडियंस देख रही है सबको मेरी तरफ से अस्सलाम वालेकुम. एंड यस नदीम भाई आई लीव यू टू इट नाउ.
वालेकुम सलाम शाह साहब.
ओ शाह साहब खुदा के लिए रज़ा भाई, यू ऑलवेज कॉल मी रज़ा भाई. ये शाह साहब कहाँ से आ गए?
It's the finale.
It's the finale, yeah.
So we
yeah,
have to be a little bit formal. No.
Yeah.
It's a great honor and a very big privilege to be back. I can't believe the actual success we had apparently last time. Lots of viewers, lots of positive feedback. Lots of people enjoyed the show. And I think we also had a jolly good time, didn't we?
We loved it. We basically rocked. All of us,
Yes.
we rocked. We chilled. We enjoyed it. And I don't know if Assad is very quiet. And Azeem ka bhi pata nahi is very quiet. Azeem is actually, pretty
He's
upright.
quite cool and calculated.
He's calculated and he's very still. He's very, very still. Ji, Assad bhai.
Assalamu alaikum to everybody who's watching, and it was a really good time last time, and I think off the back of the feedback we all got and the viewership that everybody was watching, it was really more of a climatized buzz, because this is what we do on a normal every time we get together anyway.
Exactly,
and
this is what we do.
This time we
Yeah.
had thousands of people joining us, which was a very good privilege, and thank you everybody who's watching.
Yeah, no, assalamu alaikum to everyone from me as well. I think the feedback that we got from last time has obviously resulted in us all being here today again. And I think one of the major feedbacks was the fact that this program was in English.
Yes.
You
That's
know, whereas all the others were in Urdu.
Yeah.
Urdu and English, yeah, mixed.
Urdu,
Yeah. Whereas this one is, I'd say, primarily in English.
English.
Yeah.
And the other thing about it is, mental.
Yeah, we're all on the same wavelength.
Yes, wavelength was exactly the same. Even now the wavelength is the same. We can joke.
Yes.
Yeah. But like Dr. Malik ke saath, there's a very different relationship.
Yeah.
I don't even text
He's
him.
one of the elders.
Yeah, he's one of the elders.
so
It's a sheer respect.
Whereas amongst us four,
most of us, yeah.
we can relax, talk about more or less anything. Which we did last time.
I think we spoke our mind and our heart and just, we
I don't think so.
No?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't think so.
But yeah, no, I think that's chemistry gets on really well.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Well, it wasn't just speaking whatever you wanted. I think it was you did whatever you wanted.
Yeah, and that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that, yeah. So, and I think, one of the sisters, Sister Zaira, I think, she said, the kids enjoyed it as well. Because it was in English predominantly.
Yes,
so
yes.
everybody just sat down watching it, Whereas before, I know a lot of people didn't want to, join in that much.
Because I think, if I recall, we touched on quite a few topics.
Yeah.
Touched on Sufism, touched on obviously basically Bare Shaji, what we
It's all about him. Put it this way.
absolutely
Yeah.
about our experiences being with him,
Being
what
with
we
him.
learnt
Yeah.
from him.
Yeah.
So it was quite a good open discussion.
Yeah.
It was a good run. And the other thing ke sab cheezon ke alawa the main thing here which we were discussing earlier, a lot of people contact me. I'll talk in Urdu English के
yeah.
क्योंकि फिर नौशाबा बोलेगी Urdu, English और पश्तो में ना बोलो. She's French, so she doesn't understand English very well. But I will talk Urdu English. We've got a very high following on our Facebook. I don't know if Azeem knows. It's 116K in a closed group. And
Mashallah, that is a big number.
For a closed group,
that's
and
a big number.
Cherry picked. We don't allow anyone to come in until they are scrutinized. It's very strict there. And people think that I don't go on Facebook, I don't watch it, or I don't observe it. I'm oblivious to everything. एक मैं बात बता दूं कि I am known for knowing. This is what I do.
This is your forte.
This is my this is what I do.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that if I don't know what's happening on my Facebook, that means that forget about knowing something else.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
The thing, मैंने day before yesterday एक post देखी या yesterday देखी, and which really I got overwhelmed and happy that ऐसे लोग भी हैं in this place, in this group of ours, and in this subcontinent. There's an Indian lady, मैं नाम भी लूँगा, Emerald. She put up a post, and I think that is the only post that was shared on our Facebook of 14th August. Otherwise, I couldn't see any other post because we restrict anyone doing anything that might the other person feel bad about it.
Yes.
So admins are very strict in these things. What happened was she put up a post के तमाम पाकिस्तानियों को 14 अगस्त मुबारक हो.
Wow.
And she's from India.
Yeah.
It's a big gesture.
Yes,
you have to have a heart that big to do something like that. See, border dispute, country dispute, land dispute, money dispute.
That's on one side.
That's on one side, but being a human being, you have to rise above that. And I really, for this gesture, Emerald, I would do salute to you. It's
all of us would do that. Yeah.
And on the other hand, I did not see any single post from any Pakistani because my tags are open who have wished any Indian happy Independence Day. जबकि दोनों ने अंग्रेजों से गुलामी इख्तियार की थी.
बिल्कुल.
Both of us basically, both of India and Pakistan and the whole subcontinent. यानी कि अब उनसे क्या कहते हैं उसे? They broke the shackles from the English.
They broke the shackles.
Of the English.
Yeah.
यानी कि उनका टाइम भी पूरा हो गया था और इतनी चलती है हुकूमत इतनी दूर.
बिल्कुल. I mean, how many 100 years? 200-300 years?
So it's enough.
More than enough.
तो वो जो है, I really salute you, Emerald. And
इससे पता चलता है ना अलग होगी थी, दिल अलग नहीं हुए. कुछ लोगों के जो अभी इंडिया पाकिस्तान के बॉर्डर में हैं, they don't consider themselves as
one.
On a humanity level, it's very good.
Yes.
So bravo.
It's a very big gesture, and I would request everyone to follow this gesture.
Yeah. Well, I would like to take this opportunity and wish all my Indian brothers, sisters, as well as my Pakistani brothers and sisters, happy independence.
Happy
you know what I mean?
Independence
Whether
Day
you're
to
from
everybody.
India, whether you're from Pakistan,
or from Bangladesh.
Or Bangladesh.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
if you want to be free, you have the right to be free.
You have the right.
Allah Ta'ala has given you, the Almighty has given you, God has given you.
Look, Razabai, borders are made by men.
You
know, Allah made everybody a free man. Free people. So borders were only
we're all
made
equal
by men.
in the eyes of Allah. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Are you talking about physique wise or the others wise?
I think
Sorry.
we're equal as humans. So
we're equal as humans.
We're all his subjects, all his creation.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter
So, I
if you're क्या कहते हैं उसको, if you're what do you call it, any color, any creed or anyone.
Yeah.
For him, we are all equal.
We're all made by him.
Yeah.
We're all made by that's what people often forget.
Yeah.
Allah made everybody. So who are we to say you are right and you are wrong and I'm more bit
Superior.
higher than
More
more
superior.
absolutely superior to who are we to kind of judge
that
who
we
are
are
we to
nobody.
judge?
We are nobody.
I think it's just people generally in society get affiliations through political views or religious sects, and just always it's divide and rule.
Yes.
I think the people that come forward and actually wish other well, wishing each other well, and Azadi Mubarak like
Emerald did.
I think that shows you get above that.
Well, that
Above everything and just no division between anybody.
absolutely, and that is the message,
That's our platform.
if I can
We're all
say,
on one
of
platform.
Sufism.
That is the message of
Isn't
Sufism,
it?
being
Isn't it, Uzair bhai?
tolerant.
We don't see,
Yeah.
you know, any kind of
Sex and-
segregation or, you know, everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, everyone's the same. As you've said,
Everybody
we're
is.
all equal
We are all
in the eyes
in
of
God
the
lives in
boat.
everyone's
We
hearts.
are all in the
Yeah.
boat of Noah.
Yes.
I can
All
put it
in the
in
boat
that.
Yeah,
of Noah.
yeah.
We are
I don't
all
think
in the
so.
boat
Yeah.
of Noah, because when he basically was basically हजरत नूह जब इकट्ठा कर रहे थे, उन्होंने ये नहीं देखा था कि तू कौन सा तू उड़ता है या चलता
या
है,
चलता
जानवर
है,
जब
yeah.
कर रहे थे.
Yeah.
He just said all on board, one
All
of
on-
each,
yeah.
all on
A
board,
pair of each, innit? Oh,
pair
Yeah,
of
yeah.
each.
Yeah.
So we are all on the same boat, and उसके ऊपर why do we, यानी कि Sufism does not teach us that.
No.
Sufism, mysticism, esoteric knowledge teaches us tolerance and
Equality.
equality, and the other thing is wherever there is happiness, you go and congratulate. दुश्मन को भी congratulate कर देते हैं.
Yes.
There is nothing wrong in that.
Yeah, nothing wrong in that.
Nothing wrong in that, because that is a gesture which Almighty likes.
Mm.
Forgiving, forgetting,
Yes.
but yeah, tolerance is not there in the
It's
society
not there anymore.
It's
There's a,
not
there's,
there
a,
anymore.
there's a poem on that as well, isn't there? Break down the temples, break down the mosques.
Yes, yes.
Break down whatever you can break down. Just don't break
Yes,
down.
Bulle Shah.
Yeah, Bulle Shah, yeah.
Hart obviously touched on
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
as well.
Because God lives in everybody's heart, isn't it?
सही
That's
बात
right.
है, सही
Yeah.
बात है, सही बात
Okay,
है.
what are the point of your mosques and your mandirs if your heart is not clean? You know,
Well, if
there-
you
And
have,
it's not
if you have
that-
hatred against each other,
Yes,
what's the
yes,
point?
yeah.
I think that's the principal teaching of even Sufism and our platform especially.
exactly.
Love one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nadeem, what's this about anyway, bro? I came in a bit late. I can see all these labels.
Okay, I'll just explain very briefly. What we don't want to be seen here as doing is product placement,
Yeah,
because our sponsors may object to
object
that.
to that.
In the sense that it may be seen as either promoting or advertising a particular brand. A
Yeah.
particular brand.
Even though everyone knows what.
Even though, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just a actual gesture
Yeah.
to kind of say that, you know, we're not officially promoting it or placing it as a product placement.
यानी कि with
Yeah.
open arms we are saying we are all yours, isn't it?
Yeah,
है ना? We
yeah.
are not doing anything else. We are all yours.
We are all yours, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
अच्छा, the other thing is like a product placement.
So
yeah.
you should hide your Rolex as well.
That's what I was thinking. That was the question I was going to ask. What about the watch? What about the equipment and the cigars?
No, see,
I
yeah.
think some of the things you can't hide anyway because it's already.
See, that's just on you.
Now he's wearing Ralph Lauren XYL.
Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton. Yeah, does that go in product placement? No, no.
It basically could do, but anyway.
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Not
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah. You know, I mean,
It's more of a personal preference.
it'd be more if you were to say, "Oh, this is very nice." And, you know, perhaps everyone else should
Should
you know,
have it,
have
yeah.
a bit of this as well.
Yeah.
That's what you call product placement.
Product
Yeah,
placement,
yeah, yeah.
But क्या इसका जो है क्या कहते हैं उसे? The other thing was here के Nadeem bhai, we have made it.
Mashallah. all
है ना?
time,
यानी
yes,
कि
yes.
ये अल्लाह ताला की बड़ी मेहरबानी, आप लोगों की सपोर्ट, असद जैसे लोग साथ,
Yes.
strength, force,
Your
thrust,
anchors.
anchors,
Yeah, yes.
yeah, arms,
Yeah.
people around me, लोग भी अभी भी नीचे बैठे देख रहे हैं प्रोग्राम. We have made it. यानी कि made it से मतलब if you look at the attention to detail, our location pops up as soon as we are sitting in our own studio and we are doing podcasting.
Yeah.
And the other big announcement I would like to make next week, basically on our other YouTube channel, जो कि dormant है, जो कि बंद है इस वक्त, is private. Basically Sufi Guidance podcast is starting.
Oh, mashallah, good.
यानी कि that is starting. अब उससे ये होगा कि you will listen to this particular show only as an audio clip.
Just as an audio.
Just
audio clip.
Like radios or.
Like radio.
Like
It will be
radio.
like a radio. It will be like a radio.
Oh, so that's good. So people who are not able to sit down and watch it, so they
Travelling
can
or- yeah.
obviously listen to it. Yeah,
Pod-
yeah.
Yeah. Podcast का basically concept जो है ना वो ये है कि when you're lying down in the bed in the dark, if you put on a video, your mind will tend you to watch it.
Yes.
But if you put on a stream from somewhere that has an audio clip and no picture on it, or maybe just written Sufi Guidance Podcast XYZ show on the screen, one thumbnail. So what happens? You put your headphone and you listen to it.
You listen to it.
The modern time at these days, if you notice, Iman, Heather, Big Girl.
Yes.
Big Girl was telling me, I said
Yeah.
that this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I already do it. Man, what do you do? I read from Kindle and I listen to the podcast on the thingy.
Yes, yes.
Yani she's basically listening to the book she is reading.
Yes, yes.
And the other good news is dad's ki tamam books, the Rani is going to read them out. Those will be uploaded.
Oh,
क्योंकि
that'll be
really
I can
good.
guarantee you,
Yeah.
नदीम भाई आप उर्दू नहीं पढ़ सकते इतनी अच्छी
No.
या बहुत weak होगी.
It's weak. I mean, I can read it, but it's weak.
Dad's book, you will love to listen to it
Of course
in
I would,
Durrani's
yeah,
voice.
Voice, yeah.
Sister Zaira can listen
The
all
voice,
the books. The voice, basically the voice of this era.
So, is that in process
That's
now?
in process. I've already given him a
That
go
would be
ahead.
really good.
It's gonna
It will be
really
really good. यानी कि the books will be read and it will be all audio.
Because आपके डैड ने मुझे वो सीरत मोहम्मद
Muhammad
दी थी,
Muhammad
but it
Arabic.
was in Urdu, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I never had the opportunity to read it.
Because Urdu,
But if it was in podcast, of course,
well, you would
Podcast,
listen
you
to
listen
it.
to it.
myself
Absolutely.
and many others
Yeah, yeah.
would be very keen to
And
listen
Durrani
to it.
का
Yeah.
मैं एक बता दूं कि खूबी कह लें उसकी कि he basically he's माशाल्लाह आवाज़ आपने देखी होगी ना, you are watching Sufi Guidance
Yes,
Channel
yes.
on
The deep,
YouTube.
deep voice.
Deep voice,
Yeah.
and he has got the expressions in the voice. You know, some people have that, like Nadeem bhai as a solicitor, go for it.
Yeah, yeah.
जो जो करना है कर लो, यानी कि वो इस तरह की daring वाली situation. He's got that weight and that passion,
Yeah.
and he knows exactly. And the other thing is, because he's
He's actually
from,
made for it.
It's a skill.
it's a skill.
That in itself is a very
it
good
is a
skill.
skill.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, because he's a Durrani, he has got mysticism in his blood as well.
Mm.
So he understands most of it whenever they wait to be put
I
it.
thought his name was Durrani.
His name was Durrani.
Yeah.
He is Durrani. He is basically, मैं आपको interestingly बता दूं, पता नहीं पता है नहीं है, वो मेरे ससुराल में से है.
Acha.
Yeah, he's from my Afshi's relative
Right.
pare na, because my wife's mom, you know, she's a Durrani.
Yes, yes,
My
yes.
father was the
right.
father-in-law was a Gabol, but she's the Durrani.
Yes.
And Duranis go
So that's-
way
Durrani is like a
time
family
back
name,
in
yeah.
Afghanistan
Yes, yeah.
from Imam Raza's
Alright, wow.
lineage.
Yes.
So he's a Durrani as well. So that's why he's got that mystical touch in him. He
Mm.
understands Sufism, and you know,
It's got a mystical spark.
he got the
when it comes
mystical
to-
spark. Yeah. He's got that in
Ignites
him.
every time he does reading. Reading something.
तो ये चीज है, लेकिन good है,
No, this is all very good news.
very good.
It's going to
Um,
reach a wider audience.
A wider audience.
A younger
yeah.
audience.
A
I
younger
think.
audience as well.
Younger
The ones
It's
who
gonna
can't
make-
read Urdu. Like,
I got that book a
Yeah.
long time ago, 2000, I don't know, call it 10 odd years ago. Not read it once. No one's
No,
read it
you
either. No
got
one's read it
that
either.
book in around about when your dad came.
Yeah,
About
easy.
2007,
2008, 10 years, nearly 20 odd years
That
ago.
came second, third
15
time
years.
then. And I
Yeah.
got it. In fact, I got more than just that one book. I got the whole box and I handed it out. For story wise, like Shaji was, Shaji gave the book, and I said, they actually said that you read it in English, and they gave me the other two, Mathematical Mysteries
Yes,
and Divine
yeah.
Prophecy Divine.
Yeah.
And I went home and I told a couple other people. I told my mum, aunties, everybody who looked at the book, everybody wanted a copy. And when I came back and asked, they said, take the whole box.
yeah.
And it was, I think, 14 in one. I handed it out to everybody.
Dad का style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Dad
handed
का
it out to
style
everybody.
था.
Yeah.
He had style. एक चीज I remember नदीम भाई को पता नहीं याद है या नहीं है, या पता भी है या नहीं है कि क्या कहते हैं उसको, Dr. Malik's daughter Natasha came once in the up room, and she basically went in the room. Natasha थी या डॉली थी, मुझे याद नहीं है नदीम भाई. I'm sorry.
It'll be probably Natasha.
Natasha.
Yeah.
And dad का शेफर का पेन था जिससे वो नक्श लिखते थे. You know, a very expensive gold
Schaefer,
plated.
yeah.
Schaefer was
Schaefer
amazing.
pen.
Yeah.
And he basically, she picked up, uncle, it's a very good pen. And my dad said के पर्स में डालो. Dr. Malik goes, no. कह रहे हैं ना नहीं करते मुझे. डाल दो, उसको पसंद है दे दो, मेरे पास और आ जाएगा.
Amazing.
He
amazing.
had quality, and you cannot.
He had a heart. He
He had
had
a
a
big
massive
heart,
heart.
yeah.
Yeah,
a
100%.
very big heart. Isme no doubt.
I went to my cousin's house in Bolton the other day, and I seen that book after so many years on the shelf in their house.
And that's
I don't meet them often, but it's just like they've kept it, read it, looked at it. So he
That's a sign,
spread the
man.
thing.
That's a sign.
Well, now the sign is when Durrani Bhai
Reads
once
it out
reads
and we upload it. Yeah.
We can put it on many platforms.
Yeah.
I'll get a chance to listen
And
to it. all the
it
way
will be
through as well.
studio recorded as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Proper
So it
job.
will be like proper
So it'll be like
podcast.
this at quality.
Quality. Better than this. ये तो फिर भी यानी कि ये कर लोगे.
Can't wait
फिर
in Durrani Bhai's voice.
भी Voice.
That would be
It's
really
awesome.
good.
It's
That,
gonna be
yeah.
great. It's got really audio friendly voice, I'd say. It's really
Yeah,
good.
very good
deep
voice. MashaAllah. Allah Ta'ala bless.
No,
him.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing news. So ये कि we will very be soon officially doing podcasting as well.
Hmm.
And the other thing that will be
How about what about the other books?
all
Will
the
they-
books.
All of the books.
All the
will
books.
be
All
done.
the books.
You can
The
do
English, the
English
Urdu,
speaking,
every.
You can do English as well.
All
Brilliant.
the books.
Yeah,
All
it's
the
gonna be a
books.
good one.
I think this is the way
It's priceless.
forward.
Yeah.
Even people who read,
That's legacy.
they read through audiobooks, whatever nowadays.
वो
isn't it?
audible जिसको कहते हैं ना.
Audible.
शाम भाई समझा रहे थे.
Yeah, and
Audible.
Kindle, whatever.
Yeah,
Kindle,
Kindle and
yeah.
whatever.
Kindle,
The
yeah.
kids are
Aud-
just listening to it and वो जैसे होता है ना. The people आजकल Nadeem भाई we are यानी कि I won't say कि we are old school, but the youth is 10 times ahead of us.
The-
Yeah.
Because the technology is
Technology.
advancing
Yeah.
so
Quick.
fast.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were at school,
Yeah.
it was obviously the actual computers were
think they were just coming out then,
the
weren't they?
Spectrum and the Commodores, which
Commodore 64.
Commodore
Then 128
64,
came out.
yeah.
Amstrad.
Yeah.
So, I mean-
Abstract.
I mean,
Abstract, yeah.
we are used to that kind of technology, whereas nowadays
It's amazing.
a young baby picks up an Apple phone
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
the
They're
iPhone
way ahead
and
of us, yeah.
whatever, way ahead of
Way
us.
ahead.
Well, nowadays your phone is more powerful than any computer that we ever.
Well, they
had
say-
in
The
them
phone
days.
is, yeah.
They say that average phone now has more technology than the rocket that went to the moon in 1969.
Wow.
Has more
Wow.
technology, and that's a fact, Razabai.
You can believe that with all the apps.
Yeah, yeah.
With
With
every,
all the
if you
apps,
download
everything.
every single app, you can do anything.
Well, the
Wow.
access to knowledge on it is just
Again,
unbelievable.
Nadeem भाई 7,000 आदमी आप करते क्या हो? What do you do? मैंने अभी देखा 7 मैंने कहा 70 देख रहे हैं तो देखा तो 7,000. Can you read it because I haven't got glasses?
7,082.
Okay, mashallah, that's very good.
What do you do,
So,
Nadeem?
Nadeem,
bhai?
there's no pressure. Yeah?
I never take
I,
pressure.
I think
never
we
take
need.
pressure.
I think we need to speak to you after the show, isn't it? नहीं, it's amazing. Allah Ta'ala bless us all and bless you, Nadeem bhai.
Oh.
मैंने वही कहा कि the thing is that I might be running the governance is mine, but the kingship is yours.
We're all in it together,
Yeah.
Razabai, and I mean, the way I view it, that we are here, obviously because of your father, because of
Bade Shah.
Bade Shah
Bade
ji.
Shah,
If
yeah.
agar main na aata, I wouldn't be here, so.
Like you said, it was destiny.
It was destined. It was fate. You know,
It was fate, yeah.
You can
मुझे
call
अभी
it.
भी मुझे भी याद है. Sorry, Nadeem,
Yeah, yeah.
बात काट रहा हूँ कि I still remember when I used to come in the day, and you used to come in the day as well. You used to mostly wear a grey colored suit. I think यानी कि एक ही suit, but mostly greyish color होता
Yeah,
था.
it was either black or grey.
Grey.
Yeah.
Grey color suit, and you used to sit with your legs crossed right in front of my father. I used to walk in. I never knocked the door.
Yeah.
I used to walk in, and Nadeem bhai बैठे होते थे, वो कोई बात कर, आ जाओ चांद, आ जाओ बैठो, and बातें करते थे. I don't
Yeah.
know what you all talked about,
Yeah.
but there was something, यानी कि कोई ऐसी नहीं थी, कोई छुपाने वाली बात
नहीं,
थी.
नहीं.
लेकिन वो I don't know.
See, I loved sitting with
Bade
Breshaji. You know,
Shah
it
ji.
gave me peace.
Get
Yes.
back, yeah.
It gave me peace. It gave, and I loved walking into
28.
the front door.
Yeah.
You know, it was a nice ambience about the place, made you relaxed, because you knew that you were in a nice, good place.
Place.
Right?
In the presence of a master.
In the presence of a,
Master.
master.
the
Yeah.
Presence of the master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think your father also used to enjoy my company.
Yes,
you know,
he enjoyed it.
You can imagine, yeah.
if I can say that, because we used to talk about all sorts of things, so it was good. But obviously I learned a lot from him.
If ये तो नहीं कह सकते, if you can say that, you can say anything you want to, यानी कि ये आपका अपना जगह है.
Yeah, okay.
But लेकिन dad enjoyed your company.
Yes. No, it was an
The
honor
first day
and
when you
privilege,
came, I
yeah.
remember, आ जाओ. It was like he picked you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Out of everyone, he just
Yes.
said, "Aajo, aajo, aajo, बैठो." You know, one of those
Yes,
things.
yeah.
You know, you pick someone out
Yeah.
of so many people.
Yeah.
"Aajo, idhar बैठो मेरे साथ."
Halaki, he used to see many people.
Oh yeah,
Rabbi.
loads.
And then I'll never forget as well. One evening, he, in front of everybody, he goes, "Yelo Nadeem," basically, actually, Yelo Nadeem. He got me a white jumper present. It was basically like a present that he'd handpicked
In the morning when he went on the walk.
from the Trafford Centre.
Yeah, Trafford Centre.
So
He had you in heart and mind.
it was
Yeah.
such a nice jumper. You know what I mean? It was
Blessed. Yeah.
obviously in the middle of winter, I think it was. So it was a nice, thick, you know what I mean, nice, thick, white, creamy jumper. And I'll obviously never forget that. I kind of almost broke down that why
You
would
get the present.
why would he do that for me?
Brilliant.
You know?
It's the love in it. He
Yeah.
knew- plus, they knew. You know,
They knew.
They had the vision in the future.
I think he visualized us sitting
He
here
visualized
right
this,
now.
obviously,
He
yes,
visualized
yes,
this. He
yes.
क्या
visualized
बात है,
this.
yeah.
He visualized this. ये तो डीएम के ऊपर मैं नाम नहीं लूँगा. किसी ने किसी को कहा था कि क्या कहते हैं उसे बड़े शाह जी न्यू.
बड़े शाह जी ने.
Yes.
जब मैं डीएम पे गया उसके बाद काफ़ी आपको पता डीएम पे काफ़ी जब तक डीएम रहा
हाँ.
आई वाज देयर टिल द लास्ट डे.
Yes.
ठीक है ना, लेकिन द थिंग इज़ दैट के दे वर सेइंग कि बड़े शाह जी को पता था कि इनका साथ आगे तक चलेगा. जब भी उन्होंने यानी कि पूरी फैमिली को इतना क्लोज रखा अपने.
Yes.
You know, because
he had a relationship with kind of all of us.
Yeah.
Me, Dr. Malik, Maqbool, you know, all of us. He had his own special kind of relationship. with
he
us.
had basically pockets of relationships.
Yes.
डॉक्टर मलिक का ये था, मकबूल का ये था, नदीम का
मेरा
ये
ये
था,
था, बिल्कुल,
नदीम
yeah,
का ये
yeah,
था.
yeah.
यानी कि I don't know, यानी कि sometimes I think and I look back, ये सुबह के टाइम की सोचें, you know, when you lie in bed and you think of what's going on in your day or maybe your life or something, these are the things that make me do things even more. You know, the
It's like an inspiration.
ये चीज़ें जो हैं कि मुझे जो है कि क्या कहते हैं उसको, he had thought this out or maybe he did it, he created while he thought or he knew this is going to happen and a lot of things. इस तरह की चीज़ें फिर ये सोचता हूँ कि let me take it a step further. Let's see, does it go or no?
You know, when I've thought of that, I thought, well, they knew about the future. They also knew towards the end. I remember speaking to them, sitting down, and I can't remember what thought I was thinking. And they said, "मेरे पास अब इतना time नहीं है." Right, and literally after months, they passed on. Then, पर्दा कर गए थे. But a person who, the one who knew about things that are going to happen in 2020, 2040, 2000, you know, the future vision. I think they knew basically the people that are coming into life, the people that he's got concerns about the future, how's it going to be? And God is bringing these people together. These are the ones that are going to be in the future.
Yes.
With the Maliks, you know, you'd think that if it was on us and we knew we haven't got that long to live, for example, or that much time left in this world, maybe our thoughts will go towards our children and how the future is going to be and who's going to be in the future.
You'd want the very best for them,
For the best for
and more so to make sure that their future was to a certain extent secured. You know, or they wouldn't or have to face any major problems. So, because that's...
And I think the Malik family was there in that future all the way through, whenever they looked at it. And that appreciation and that love came out as well.
love के अलावा देखो एक और चीज़ ये है कि जो अजीब सी बात है ये, अब ये नहीं कि किसी को पिन पॉइंट कर रहे हैं या कोई कह रहे हैं कि बहुत अच्छा है, कोई बहुत बुरा है. Mr. Malik, Assad is waiting for you. He knows that until you don't do it, he can't do it. All right, go do it. Yaar, come on.
No, I was going to say, you know, promoting non-smoking policy around it.
Doesn't matter, it's all right.
Should be healthy. Yeah. No. I
Lekin-
wanted Nadeem to do it, and then I'll have one.
Let him do that. That
Well,
is
you've got the cigars there as well today.
I know it's a bit much. They're a bit much. Then we keep.
But
Go
they
to
would suit you,
Yeah.
the cigars.
I forgot to bring the cutter. Shall I ask for the cutter to come
No.
in?
I'm going to smoke what he's smoking.
Oops.
To get on the same level as him, yeah.
If that's what
Lighter
it takes.
मंगवाऊं?
Yeah, it's a bit moist here. No.
Well,
Leave it. Oh, thank you very much.
लेकिन
रास्ते खोल दिया ना।
लेकिन डैड ने जो है क्या कहते हैं उसको हर चीज़ को जो है नाप तोल के छोड़ के गए हैं.
Yes.
हाँ, ना।
He left measurements of everyone in my
Yes.
life. He left a lot of things. The only thing I would say कि he यानी कि ये तो नहीं कह सकते कि he didn't leave or यानी कि he should have left is how do you become that type of visionary?
क्या बात है।
Yeah.
You know कि you can with pinpoint precision say कि Assad will be here at this time, this place, this date, and as you're looking in Sufi Guidance Studio in the
Yes.
GPS के pinpoint precision say, how do you do that? That is something that यानी कि I want to, but ये कि if I can have it, it's very good.
But I think you have to work for that.
I think God gives you that, isn't it?
I think it comes as a gift.
Gift से आ जाता
No,
है।
but
क्योंकि मुझे अभी याद है
I
शादी-
think you have to earn it, though.
Yes, you have to earn it.
It's not.
You have to
You have
earn
to earn it, Raza. But
You have to earn
that's
it.
what my point is.
Earn के बगैर तो कुछ भी नहीं है.
I mean,
earn के बगैर
your
तो कुछ
father
भी नहीं
used
है.
to read 18 hours a day,
Oh,
like
yeah.
like I said of last time. So
Yeah, it
you know
comes with
when
that.
you worship the Almighty to such an extent, then
He opens you
He's going to give you something,
secrets.
isn't he?
He
He's
He
going to
opens
give
the
you
secret.
something.
secrets on
Definitely
you.
give you
He
something.
opens the
क्या
secrets
बात
on
है।
you.
There you go.
Shaji was so pious. Wow. You know, I remember coming in once and I was late. I had to pick something up to bring here. And all the way through, I think I was about 15, 20 minutes late. And as I came through the door, as you come in, where we take our shoes off, and then we come to the door in the room, and they were sat reading at the Quran Park. As I came in and I looked at them, and I said, Assalamu alaikum.
आवाज
And they,
Sounds good.
bhai,
good.
they said, they looked up at me and said, मैंने आज सबको late कर दिया है. And everybody came in after I did, one by one, just delayed and late. But then words weren't taken lightly if you think of what he said then. मैंने आज सबको late कर दिया.
You see, everything he said had a meaning to them.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Every word
Azeem,
he
Coke?
obviously
Oh, you got
uttered
Perrier.
had a
Ah,
deep
okay,
meaning. Whether you understood it or not, but you know, he was on another level, wasn't he?
His level was out of. I think he was beyond any level. If you truly ask me, he was beyond any level.
No doubt.
I had some big experiences which I haven't even mentioned. You know, there's a first time for everything.
Well, here's your chance now.
Yeah, you
there's
speak
a,
about.
there's a
now,
first
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And at the risk of sounding too like gullible or something, I don't know. You can.
Doesn't matter. It's all right.
People don't know,
They
know
go-
us from Adam, but when
they-
they think that, hold on, these people are talking from a place where it's they're easily or naive or something like this. But I'm not one of them people. But I remember once sitting down with Shaji, and like I mentioned last time, I had a bit of a spiritual issue, which I've never mentioned it by, but
It wasn't a spiritual issue. It was just an issue, जैसे होता है.
Just an issue.
Issue से मतलब
It was a-
because you were brought up in UK, things were different for you. You were born here, and cultural and the friends. वो spiritual नहीं था.
you know,
Yeah.
एक issue ऐसा भी, I don't know how I can explain what I saw then, right? Because I remember sitting down and जहाँ वो बैठते थे, उसी line में on the opposite corner I was sat. And believe me, it's not something मन गढ़त कहानी नहीं होती. It's not something I'm making up. But I literally inside while I was, because I didn't know anybody anyway. So sometimes you just lose focus to what everybody's chatting amongst themselves. And you don't really, you know, you just do your own thing, listen to everybody or look at everybody, you know, what everybody's up to. Especially when they put the dusted hand down and moving plates and whatever. And I remember visualizing just in my mind a light that come through, and I actually felt in my heart as well that it's come through the wall from Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it's come straight into Shaji. And I remember just looking up at them, and they were looking straight at me. They were looking straight at me, bro. It's literally, as I looked up, they were looking at me and smiling. And they went like that. And I still remember these little things,
Yes,
you know.
Yeah.
But how would you say that works out then, really? Because, you know, won't be seeing lights traveling through walls or anything like that. But when you see something like that coming from Nabi, you know, just a random thought, bro.
Mm.
You're not thinking about it, you're not nothing. Randomly, it just comes in your mind that there's a light. It's just come through. You visualize it and it goes into Shaji, and you look up at Shaji and he's looking and he's smiling at you. Ishare on there, I think, you know what? There is a big element of
वो
mysticism, big mysticism.
देखो मैं एक बात बता दूं कि मैं डैड की वही बात अब मैं दोबारा वहीं पे आऊँगा कि जो इस तरह की चीज़ थी ना, जैसे कि असद बता रहा है, मैं I'll talk on a very broader scale, कि things like these जो है ना, they only happen if the main person wants everyone to see that thing or that one particular person.
Yes.
यानी कि while sitting in a room, if my father wanted कि Azeem should see that light coming, only Azeem would see that light coming.
Yes.
यानी कि that is a level of spirituality you are on or something like that.
Yes.
The thing is कि असद का मैं ये बोलूँगा कि he knew at that time that now in 2020, 16th of August, round about 7 o'clock,
He'll be sat
in
there.
Sufi Guidance Studio, he will be sitting here.
Sat here.
Everyone who is here at the moment has seen something or the other of this sort of thing, यानी कि मलिकों के अलावा, क्योंकि मैं मलिकों के बारे में, अगर आप अफशी का डायलॉग याद हो, अभी आप किसी बड़े केस में बहुत बड़ा, I wouldn't say what it was, how it was, you know why, इतना लीगल का मुझे भी पता है, बहुत बड़े केस में इन्वॉल्व थे, तो अफशी आस्ट के ये ना हो वो लोग कुछ कर दें, remember?
Yes.
तो ऐसा मलिक को कोई कुछ नहीं करता, ये करते हैं दूसरों को. These are the ones who do it to others. Nobody does it to them. The thing is that कि बाकी जितने लोग इस तरह के थे who are with me at the moment, I can say कि they had some sort of thingy that he showed it to them.
Yes.
That they felt it in their heart कि this is something that has happened. अच्छा, इस तरह की चीज़ देखने से ना नस्लों से मोहब्बत हो जाती है.
Yes. No
You know,
doubt.
you go into generations of love. Because एक बात याद रखो कि
क्या बात है, नस्लों से है,
नस्लों से मोहब्बत,
वाकई
because
से
you
बात
see
है।
lights coming from, जैसे कि रसूल पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम से आ रही है या उनकी आल से आ रही है, इन तरह की चीज़ों से नस्लों में खून में दौड़ जाती है मोहब्बत. Because the thing is that you're not seeing a Philips bulb light or maybe a newer studio
No,
light.
no.
It'll make sense to many people now, because you know when you read and do wazifa, and sometimes you start visualizing. It was that kind of visualizing, not how I seen it.
Yes.
Not with like, you know, not just in the thoughts, but visualized it. It's like jhalak nahi jaise hoti, and you know, for someone who hasn't really, how is it possible?
And the other thing is कि in those days you weren't reading anything.
I wasn't reading anything, exactly.
Yeah, the only thing you took was Makko. ये सुनने वाला scene है, सुने क्या हुआ था ये. I don't know, you know what happened.
No.
This is a very funny one.
I was sat down and I was thinking about my, like, you know, I wanted to ask so many questions and stuff, and I think Shaji said Makko leo to someone, and they bought a jug.
Oh, a gallon. 2 liter bottle of
And
Makko.
they said, "Tum na ye pee liya karo." And I said, you know, no problem. How am I gonna? I asked Uncle later on. I can't remember who I asked. How am I supposed to drink this? He said, just 1 cup and give me the guidance.
Yeah.
I said, not a problem. So I went home. The next day I got up, chuffed. I've got something going on here. You know, I've got to start drinking this now. First time ever, Rani Laji or anything, you know, nothing at all. I've got no concept of it. So I go in the kitchen and pour myself a glass. And I stood up and I drank it, and it literally, I blacked out. I blacked out to the point, and my mum and everybody was, you know, sare ghar pe hi hain, and they're all around me. And they seen me nearly fall over, and I've put the glass near the jug, and I've just sat down, and I've just started breathing heavy a little bit, like, wow, you know, this nearly knocked me out. You know, one of them. And The family has just gone and picked up. What are you drinking? chucking it in the sink. I was like, and while I'm trying to get a bit conscious, I was like, no, don't throw that away.
It's just Mako. It's not what y'all are thinking.
Don't throw that away. You know what I mean? But they spilt it by then, and by the time I got around to it, I thought, right now I can't ask again because he's gonna say, what happened to the last batch?
Yeah.
I mean, given all that, I never asked him again. Like, funny, but it was powerful. It was near large on there. It's Mako is a very.
It cleanses the soul.
It cleanses the soul. It's so.
Because in spirituality, Mako is known, the numerological value of Allah is 66. Mako is 66 as well.
Right.
So my father used to say that isme kul shifa hai. Basically, it
Right.
heals anything. The soul is dead, damaged, or the body, like a liver function, everything.
Achha.
It heals. It has the power of healing.
So
Mako. It's called.
Mako.
Yeah, it's called black knight seed or something like that. I don't know.
आप भी बनाते हैं सर?
मैं भी बनाता हूँ नीचे कभी-कभी मैं खुद ही पीता हूँ अभी तो बहुत दिन हो गए हैं पिए हुए बट
But is
फिर
it
असद को
milk?
फिर पिलाओ ना
असद let's do it today
असद को फिर पिलाओ because
I don't mind.
it obviously works on him.
it works on it
Bro, it's a special thing. It's
No, but is
something
it milk?
different.
Is it-
It's
is
not
it-
milk.
No, it's water.
it's
It's
water
basically seeds which you boil.
boil like tea
In water.
like
Have it in water.
yeah and you just have it in water it's very basic
And that made you black out.
Exactly. That's what I was surprised about. That made me
So
black
do
out.
you read on it as well then?
no depends my father used to read and
They
that's
must
what
have
knocked
read.
him out that's what knocked him out is the reading
It's powerful, man.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
we read basically 4 calls on it
Acha.
because we believe that the Quran is any word you read from the Quran is basically
But it
healing.
obviously depends who's reading
Yeah, well,
on it.
depends on it.
ये
my
बात है ना?
father just by holding it had an
Yeah,
effect
yeah.
forget about the reading he had power in him no doubt
Definitely. 100%.
yeah
100%. I mean, वो तस्वीरों की बात जो पिछली दफ़ा कह रहा था, they said ask Assad about the background, and I had a dream just the same night. Not communicated that over to anybody.
Yeah.
अभी जो पढ़ते हैं ना उनको इस चीज़ की समझ आएगी कि
Yeah.
when they have a dream, they usually tell you about it.
yeah they tell us at the moment they're not because we're not doing any dream programs we need to start that as well
Yeah.
that's another issue लेकिन ड्रीम इज बेसिकली ड्रीम का ये है कि मैं एक बात बता दूं कि living a life is a dream on its own.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nadeem bhai? I think of it that way. That living a healthy life, happy life is a dream.
It's a dream.
It's a dream.
It's a
Otherwise-
dream. Yeah.
Otherwise, pareshani,
Otherwise-
The sentiments there. yeah.
Otherwise, life is a nightmare.
night is a life is a
Life is a nightmare. Otherwise,
For people, I know a lot of people, it is a nightmare. Trust me.
it's like a struggle, isn't it? Day in, day out for a
Well,
lot of people.
I'd say we're blessed, really, with the life that we
We
are
are
living.
We are
Yeah, right.
we are blessed because we are still in the ghulami ki zanjeer.
Yes.
अभी मैं बता दूं day before yesterday in the morning somebody rang me in the night and then in the morning she rang up crying कि क्या कहते हैं उसे we didn't have any food yesterday.
Look at that.
Yeah, ऐसे भी लोग हैं. 100%.
God bless them
yeah,
all.
yeah,
God
yeah,
bless
yeah.
them.
God bless them.
Your heart goes out to them.
And
people.
we, choose where we want to eat.
Yeah.
Where we
Where we
choose
want to
choose
and what we want
what
to
we
eat.
want to
Well
eat
said,
and how
Azeem,
much do
yeah.
we waste out of it.
And we think
well said, bro.
10
Yeah.
times, that, I want this today, or I'll have a chicken or a
Chicken
steak,
today.
or,
Where should we go out, call each other, get out, go
Yeah.
places.
and we'll argue about it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't want a burger today.
Yeah, I want
You know,
steak.
I want steak today.
Yeah. And when the waiter brings the steak, I asked for sirloin, not the burnt one. Something like that. One of those things that we don't think about.
And
it.
this is,
Here
and this
comes
is,
Here comes the boom.
and
Go
this
on.
is, it's too well done.
It's too well done.
Oh, the water's too cold.
Yeah, the water's too cold.
Yeah, but it just shows how blessed we really
Alhamdulillah,
are.
bro. You know what? It is a
Yeah.
privilege. It is a privilege.
Yeah.
God has put us in this position.
Absolutely, yeah.
A lot of people do complain, living in UK,
Yeah.
for example. I think they shouldn't because they're in, if you look at the whole world, we're probably in the top 1%
You're 100% right.
altogether,
Yeah.
Because
of the country we live in, it's very hard to even think about anybody sleeping hungry.
sleeping.
Oh,
In this country.
Nobody sleeps hungry. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think so.
I
don't
think
so.
I think it
I
hits
don't-
us more when we realise that's actually happened or the fate of someone.
Yeah,
We feel for it a lot more than someone in that same country would.
because of how blessed we are.
Yeah, and if someone's like
But you
not,
know,
not something to eat. It really hits us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about actually appreciating and recognizing that you are blessed.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people just take it for granted.
Granted.
Just take it for granted.
You know, this is what Allah says. You know, be grateful.
Be grateful for what you have.
And I'll give
Shukr
you
ada
more.
karo.
Yeah, yeah.
Shukr ada karo.
Shukr.
And I'll give you more.
Yeah, and I'll give you
know.
more.
So
देखिए मैं एक बात बताऊं आपको. In Christianity, if you notice, हमारे यहाँ खाने में, when we eat food, basically you go to any masjid, any mosque, any wedding, or maybe any dastarkhan excluding this dastarkhan. In our religion, what we do, we eat food and then we'll do the dua. We will thank him for the food he has given.
Yeah.
In Christianity, before eating
They
food,
do it before.
They give
they do
thanks.
their they do their thank before having that
Yes,
food.
yes.
Okay, on our table you have served this food, same as the kya
yeah.
sponsor, whatever
spot,
it is. Before having it,
Coca-Cola.
yeah, Coca-Cola. Yeah, we don't say cola.
Coca-Cola. I don't know.
ये चीज है. But there are different approaches of thanking Almighty. There are different ways of thanking Him, and the best way is that we do it in namaz. The best way of thanking Almighty is do it in namaz, and we should do it not on a daily basis. Because what happens is, if somebody walks in your law firm, okay, thank you very much Nadeem bhai, आपने वीज़ा लगवा दिया. एक दिन हो गया, दूसरे दिन थैंक यू वेरी मच, तीसरे दिन थैंक यू वेरी मच, उस वीज़े की वजह से मेरी शादी हो गई, थैंक यू वेरी मच. व्हाट विल यू डू? सेक्रेटरी को बोलेंगे नेक्स्ट टाइम व्हेन ही कम्स
Tell him I'm not inside.
tell him I'm not inside.
Yeah.
But if the same guy meets you after 1 year in public or maybe somewhere, okay, Nadeem bhai, I really appreciate what you did for me 1 year ago.
Yes.
And because of that, this happened. What happens?
Yes.
More
Then you will
feel appreciated.
You will feel.
You will feel appreciated.
Yes, this is what happens. This is the way of thanking Almighty as well.
Yes.
You don't go on rubbing it in bar.
Yeah.
क्योंकि फिर वो he gets angry as well.
Yes. Yes.
देखिए, he doesn't want to be thanked, but he wants the acceptance that you believe in him, that he is your holy
Yes,
Lord.
yes.
He's the greatest. Yeah.
You're the greatest.
Yes.
That's what he wants. He doesn't want the thanks. He doesn't want you to repent what you have done. He wants your acceptance that yes, you believe, and you believe blindly that yes, he is the Almighty Allah. But this is the one core. मेरे डैड की वीडियोस भी चढ़ती हैं. अभी 2 दिन पहले भी जन्नत ने डाउनलोड की कि वैदानियत, he is present and don't do wrong things. Because if you do wrong things, basically you're thinking you're alone, and then that is denial of his existence.
Yes.
Whenever you think that you're alone, that is denial of his existence. So this is where basically the crunch of it all starts. That then is one denial, then the other denial comes, then the other denial comes.
Yeah.
Slowly and gradually what happens? You drift away, and you create such a big barrier in between you
Yes.
and Almighty Allah that you feel, then you feel that okay, it's gone now.
True. I think we did touch on it last time as well. We talked about yaqeen.
Yaqeen.
Yaqeen. And this is what it is, isn't it?
Is
This is what it
yeah.
all boils down to.
Yeah.
Allah ka yaqeen. So as long as you have that, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong, and that is basically our weak point.
Yes.
That is our weak point.
100%.
That is our weak point. देखिए, मैं एक बात बता दूं कि if you look at the different religions of different countries or
Yeah.
people or whatever, there are mainstream 3-4 religions
Yes.
that rule around. The rest are all branches from those religions.
Yes.
The mainstream ones who accept the Lord as the only Lord and the holy Lord and follow their life in accordance to what He has said, if you notice, they will be on top.
Yes. Yes, yes.
And this
No
is the
doubt.
reason why I should say we are not on top. We do say we accept it. There is a difference between saying it
And believing
and
it.
believing it or accepting that thing.
Carrying it out.
Or carrying it out. When it comes to carrying it out, I am sorry to say the Muslim Ummah is very weak.
When we did used to do it,
Oh, we were booming.
you know, we
We've
were
got big history
base
about
pioneers in everything.
Yeah,
In-
everything.
In medicine, we were at the
Science,
forefront of technology.
mathematics, yeah.
We were at the forefront of everything, more or less.
Less.
And then once we stopped believing it, you know, Allah thought, well, these people are not perhaps worthy,
And
you know, to actually have my blessing.
Allah knows best. Yeah.
And then what happened was, along those lines, what mistakes we started to do is that we started to justify things in different manners. अब ये कि I'm not criticizing anyone, just a general perception है कि मेरी एक सोच है कि रूहानी आदमी, I'm a spiritual person, कि we started to say कि because their dunya is good, their akhirat will be kharab.
Yes.
I'm just giving examples of people who talk कि जी their dunya is good, their akhirat will be kharab. The thing is that they will be judged according to their own religion.
Yes.
In what they believe.
Yes. Yes.
And
So how can we judge someone?
Well, it's wrong for us, for any human to judge anyone. Other human.
Yeah.
You know, that is the job of Allah Ta'ala.
Almighty
you know,
Allah.
the Almighty.
Yeah.
Not for us.
Not for us. No.
You know? But this is where we are going wrong at the same time. They say that he will end up in Jahannam. You know what I mean? He is a Jahannami. Jahannami na bolte hain. I mean, how can we even make that suggestion?
I think the people who
know,
preach about that, they're very naive in respect to spirituality and knowing about humanity. They don't speak from a platform of humanity, not on a human level anyway.
But you see, unfortunately, that's what they've been taught.
That's what.
That's what they've been taught by. I mean, I don't want to say.
Same as I'm not saying it.
But that's what.
Azeem is laughing.
But that's how.
I think
they are saying everything, but not saying.
No,
it.
but it's a lack of understanding.
I think we should make it a bit plain.
And they've been basically indoctrinated, haven't they?
Indoctrinated, yeah.
They've been indoctrinated from a very small age. Okay, this is X, this is Y, this is Z.
There's a certain element of pride in that, isn't there? I think you shouldn't be prideful about that either.
I think it's the way people teach their kids that, look, if you be like that, you're going to go in the fire. In a way.
There's a scaremongering in there.
It just carries on and on and on and on. And really,
this is why the practices we practice here.
Yeah.
Under Shahji and Shah Sahab Bhai, the reading, Wazaif and the Quran Pak, like in the last month or so, it's just been a big push.
We made a trend that everyone who's with me, who is a part of me, must read. I don't care, 2 lines, just do it.
Just do it.
Read the Quran.
Allah
Pak. The Quran, all right.
And
just the Quran, 2 lines. और मैं अजीम को भी बोलूँगा, नदीम भाई को भी बोलूँगा. Read the Quran, 2 lines. सुबह उठ के just hold it.
Yes.
Because आपके घर में तो enter हो तो right hand side पे your mom माशाल्लाह reads.
Yes.
The Quran
Every
is kept
day.
there. वहीं से खोल के पाक होना चाहिए. वजू कर लें थोड़ा सा और पढ़ के 2 लाइनें पढ़ी. Just keep it. ये 2 रुकू पढ़ लो. Believe me, इतनी power है कुरान में कि मैं बयान नहीं कर सकता. Quran is the book that makes a person named as Akhtar Mohit Shah.
Your father used to say, he used to emphasize the importance of the Quran. You know what I mean? He says the whole universe is in the Quran. If you go and look for it, if you go searching for it, it's in the Quran. All the secrets of the universe are in the Quran.
Shafa sari Quran Pak.
Everything is in the Quran. So, I mean that,
Shahji ने ये प्रोग्राम मैं पिछले दिनों में देख रहा था. They said हम लोगों ने कुरान पाक को छोड़ दिया.
Yes.
That's where we've gone wrong. And the other thing, the whole life they've talked about the Wahadaniyat of Allah Pak. So I think from our platform, that is a very good thing to have. Like that's what
I've made it a trend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody criticized me, 2 people, 3 people, जैसे होता है कि I'm a point of criticism. Somebody criticized me कि how can you make it a trend reading the Quran? I said when people are not reading it and trends are more popular. So why not make it a trend to read the Quran? क्यों Nadeem भाई?
the
trend बना हुआ है 10 year challenge, isn't it? It became a trend, innit? कि put up a picture, a 10-year challenge, how you look 10 years ago. Everyone blasted it.
I don't think there should be an objection to anything like this, should they?
People
look
are
at the
just
point of views. I mean, they should go and read the Daily Mail then, shouldn't they? If they're not going to read the Quran Pak, if someone says to you, read it.
No, they're saying you can't make it a trend. It's a must.
I think our Prophet made it a trend. Anyway.
1400
years ago.
1400 years ago. The thing is that his only message was read the Quran. भले नमाज की शक्ल में हो, भले इबादत की शक्ल में हो.
Shallow people in it.
Basically, it's praising the Holy Lord. That's the main. Praising the Holy Lord. I'm talking about Almighty Allah.
Yes.
That's the whole thing. When you read the Quran, if I read Nadeem Bhai's book, that is basically appreciating Nadeem Bhai because it's his written book. The Holy Quran is the same. The Bible is the same.
Yes.
If the Christians are reading it, they are praising their Lord.
Praising the
Yes.
Lord.
Same
Inshallah.
goes with the Torah. If
The
they are
Torah,
reading,
yeah.
they are praising their Lord.
Mm.
The thing is, but unfortunately, as Nadeem bhai said, and we're not saying it again, and he's laughing.
Yeah.
We're not saying it, but we are saying it. This is where we went wrong.
This is where we've gone wrong.
This is where we've gone wrong. Nobody reads the Quran. Acha, the other main misconception about the Quran here is, I'm sorry to say, Nadeem bhai, mashallah, you hang around with people who do all sorts.
Mm.
Assad has seen it all.
Yes.
I'll grass you
Azeem,
up.
yeah, Azeem jo hai, mashallah say, he hangs around with people who, he has seen it all.
Yes,
he knows
yeah,
of people.
yes.
Been brought
The-
bred in England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
The thing is के एक अजीब बात होती है, people ring me कि जी I use alcohol.
Mm.
Now I'm touching a very different subject
Yeah, yeah.
usually. I don't do this. We use alcohol, and I've been to the local mosque or maybe some ulama or mashayikh or person like me. I will keep me as a person. ठीक है ना? And they say कि no, you're drinking that, so you can't read. There is nowhere written that you cannot read if you're
Yeah.
drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
The only thing is नशे की हालत में नहीं कर
हालत में
सकते.
नहीं
You
कर
are
सकते.
doing a sin, but that sin doesn't forbid you to do the right thing.
Of course it doesn't.
It doesn't
No.
forbid you to praise the Lord
Yeah.
Yes.
In your own time.
in your own time. ये
your own
नशे की
time.
हालत में ना हो. But if you read your namaz and if you can do
A
it,
big saying of Shahji was वो एक चीज रख सकते हो टेबल पे,
या तो कुरान
या तो कुरान
या ये
या ये.
या ये.
And I think more you get involved and start reading and
But for
you just
for
distance yourself.
zikr,
Yeah.
that is forbidden.
Yes.
अच्छा.
For zikr,
Hmm.
I'm talking about the zikr we do.
Yeah, yeah.
Allah.
यानी कि to sit
Hmm.
basically in a darbar of a Sufi or a
Hmm.
darwish, you have to be clean.
Of course you do.
Your
yes.
soul has to be
Yeah,
clean.
yeah.
You cannot sit like that. You can sit,
Hmm.
यानी कि वो क्या कहते हैं उसे एग्जेक्टिव पावर्स इस्तेमाल करता है
Hmm.
दरवेश या सूफी. ओके यू कैन सिट. जैसे कि मेरे डैड के पास एक साहब आते थे, FIA में थे, सब इंस्पेक्टर, एंड आई वुडंट टेक हिज नेम. ही वाज बेसिकली अल्कोहलिक.
Mm.
कराची की बात है, सिंधी थे, वो पीते थे. एंड बिलीव मी, पेरियर वाटर जितना आपने पिया है ना, वो इतनी यानी कि अल्कोहल पी लेते थे 1 घंटे में.
God.
He was a chronic,
Yeah.
and he died because of that, because he was a diabetic at the same time. You know how it must
Yes.
be.
Yeah, yeah.
His leg broke and every conceivable thing went wrong. But the thing is that he was basically exempted from doing that. क्योंकि मेरे डैड कहते थे कि ये इसका अब गुजारा नहीं है इसके बगैर.
He becomes
Reliant on
Yeah.
dependent
Yeah.
on it.
Dependent
He's
on it.
dependent on it.
क्योंकि वो खुद कहता था मैं कोशिश करता हूँ छोड़ने की, मैं छोड़ नहीं सकता.
Mm.
वो साईं कहता था मेरे डैड को.
Yeah.
साईं
Yeah.
कह रहा मैं कोशिश करता हूँ, मैं छोड़ नहीं सकता, मैंने इलाज भी कराए हैं. तो डैड कहते हैं कि अब तो खैर टू लेट हो
Too
गया
late.
काम.
yeah.
I mean, I think we have the same argument every year. Well, I've seen it growing up in England in relation to Ramzan.
Yeah.
You know, where people start praying in Ramzan, reading the Quran, and then you see girls. I mean, I've seen it in my office.
Yeah.
You know, the girls start all wearing a headscarf, and the boys start, you know, saying to them, "What's the point of you wearing a headscarf?" You know, and I used to stop them, you know, saying, "Don't stop somebody doing good."
Yeah,
Well,
they do
You
it
know,
the right
why
thing.
are you stopping? Even if it's just
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
month.
Yeah.
Month is
Why are you
beautiful.
stopping them?
Yeah. Why are you criticizing them?
Why
I'll
you
tell you
criticize-
something after. Sorry.
No. Sorry, go on.
Yeah.
You know, even though we're very privileged
Yeah.
to be in the UK, live a free life, you know, we've got good incomes coming in. We're more privileged than most people. Like I said, being in the UK is like being in the top 1% when you consider the whole world.
Yeah.
But there's some things. Thesis are, you know.
This is no.
When I'm laughing at you, that you're gonna think, you know, thesis.
No, we were laughing at the microphone.
We're all ears. We're all ears. We're all ears.
I was watching this documentary, and there was someone who they interviewed, and it was I think it was a serial killer or whatever. The documentary was very interesting, and just looking at his interview, the one of the things they asked him is, you know, you had this way of killing people and whatever. What made you do it? Was it your upbringing? He said, no, my upbringing was perfect. My parents were church-going people, and as far back as I can remember, they always took me with them, and I went to choir, had a very nice upbringing and stuff. But he goes, elements of watching on the internet, the violence and other things related and other influences, they sort of took me away. And what I'd say to other people is sometimes outside influences can take you away and your parents won't know any better. And I think we're a big target of that, being in the UK, because our culture is like that.
We are mixed.
You know what I mean? If Gary or Dave and everybody wanted to go party and you're the only one in your classroom thinking, you know,
if I can just add on
You're
from that.
going to go, aren't you?
If I can just add on further from what you've said, I do remember this actual story when Allama Iqbal came to the UK to university. No, sorry, I think he actually went to Germany. Sorry,
Germany.
Right from there, and his father wrote him a letter saying, "Look, I've sent you in a westernized, place, country. So please try to not forget your roots, where you're from, blah, blah, blah." And his answer was, Allama Iqbal's answer to his father was, "Well, you've thrown me in the sea and you expect me not to get wet."
क्या बात है
क्या बात है
क्या बात है that's amazing.
You've thrown me in the sea and you expect me not to get wet.
क्या बात है
And this is from
that
what
is deep.
And that's what you've said just
That's
now,
deep,
that we've got so many influences left, right and centre.
And it's easy for our kids to get carried,
Right.
even just the internet issue.
Any issue, Assad, any issue.
And what are we going to instill in them when there's other things instilling things in them?
Yeah.
They're going to grow up to be, just white boys or whatever.
So, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, no, it's the reality.
Gary and Dave.
Reality.
So
Gary and Dave.
And that's why I feel it's such a big blessing for me to have found
It's a
your
well
father,
said,
well
because
said, Nadeem.
no
Well said.
no
You know what?
mosque
Respect to that, 'cause
no
that's exactly
mosque
how I
didn't
feel.
teach
Yeah.
me
No.
this, that,
They
the other
did
day,
it
right?
inside, yeah.
What your father taught me, I'll be honest with you, no mosque could ever teach me.
Everybody,
Say
honestly,
So-
you said the right thing there. God, bad.
So I think that's what it's about, isn't it?
That's when I changed. When I seen them, I thought, man of God, wow! It just the whole aura. You sit in that presence, you're content.
I said, look, we've been bred here, right? We know the actual system, right?
Like the mic.
We've been obviously through more or less everything, So it was very easily for people like us to
slip and not know.
to slip,
Get wet.
to kind of forget your roots.
Get wet.
Get wet.
Without the towel.
Get wet.
Without the towel.
I'm gonna remember that. That's a good example. That.
Yeah.
I think Allama Iqbal come from that depth, and it makes it clear, and that's what we're faced with.
Yeah.
Our youth is faced with the same challenges, and for that, I think, Nadeem, if you agree, I feel even more I'm at the right place, and I want it to be more mainstream.
Absolutely.
I want more people to sit and read and do the wazife.
Yeah.
It has an internal change,
And for that
It brings
reason,
about a change
and
within
for that
you.
reason, Anzar bhai, udhar hi phir baat aa jati hai ki that's why this platform is so important.
It is important
for our young new generation. That
It's vital. Yeah,
it's vital. It's very vital that we kind of educate them, because there's now different forms of education. Now, this is one of the forms that all the youngsters aspire to.
सही बात है
And so we have to be on their level, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
am I right there?
totally
Yeah.
get you,
I mean, I
totally
think
get you.
them days are now gone where we used to go to the mosque and get the soti.
and
You
right
know,
alif say
and
and then wag it,
Yeah.
and then wag
Yeah.
it, don't go.
Yeah.
And then not go.
one of those things.
That's the truth. That's how it'd be like. We don't want to. But you know what? What better thing to do than to hand them the rope of God
Yeah.
and say, read,
Indeed.
and it'll.
And it's
set
not
them.
only the wazaif, basically. It could be wazaif to ek naam de diya hai. It's basically reciting the Quran repeatedly.
Yes.
That's it. It's one word. Because the thing is that if I start telling everyone recite the Quran, ठीक है ना, every day one para.
Yes.
क्योंकि कुरान का ये कहते हैं कि for its effect to start as a wazifa, you have to do at least one para a day
Right.
for it to open on you.
Yeah.
This is the rule of the Quranic wazifa. That means you read from the Quran and you read it from like page by page.
Page
So
by page.
one para and some lines. I will not say exactly because these are all आपको पता है family secrets हैं.
yes.
One para and some lines हैं उसके अंदर.
Yeah.
कि you have to do that. So then the Quran opens on you. It unveils basically the
Unveils
veils
its mysteries.
mysteries.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. वो जो है क्या कहते हैं तो इसीलिए what the easy way out of that is the mystics, the dervishes, the Sufis, what they've done is they've basically divided it into wazaif. Isma निकाल लिए, you know, Allah के नाम, and then the surahs come, the ayats come, variable thing mixed and match. You know, there's nothing wrong in mix and matching because as long as it's from the Quran. Basically, this is how we do it that way. Because if that way is shown, then that way is very difficult to follow. And the other problem with that way is if you do a mistake with the whole can while you're drinking it, the whole water goes sour.
Yes.
The whole, basically, I shouldn't have said Coke can, but
Yeah.
but within the fluid in the can,
Yeah.
you know, the wet fluid in the can.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I take it out in the glass and then do something in this is safe. Only this bit will be damaged. What I have poured into
What
the
you
glass.
poured into it.
तो इस वजह से we avoid that. Otherwise, कुरान बेसिकली पढ़वाना जो है, आप मज़ारों पे चले जाओ, किसी भी जगह चले जाओ, मस्जिद में चले जाओ, इमाम बाड़े में चले जाओ, किसी दरवेशों के मज़ार पे, या ये कि क्या कहते हैं उसे, गरीब नवाज के मज़ार पे, या ये कि दाता दरबार के, everyone goes there and just raises their hand and reads.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the whole concept of Allah Ta'ala's deen. That is the whole concept of every religion, is to praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord, yeah.
That's why he has basically named himself as Rabbul Alameen, the Lord of
All
every
the world.
place that exists. I am the Lord,
Lord of all realms.
Lord of all realms.
All
लेकिन वो
existence.
मसला ये है कि unfortunately we have left all of that behind and
Yes.
we have gone to different places. People, नदीम भाई, मैं क्या बताऊँ आपको, यानी कि मुझे खुद हैरानी होती है, and which I tell people, stay away. Stay away from people like us.
Yes.
You don't need, यानी कि होता है ना कि need हो आपको. You don't need to do this.
True.
You've got the holy books kept on your shelf.
Mm.
As Talat Bhai says, we have kept them there on a high area and we make sure that nobody touches them, कि बेअदबी ना हो जाए, मट्टी लगी रहे उसके ऊपर. We don't even clean them, nothing. Tell me, how many people do you know who do these practices, the old school? Nobody does it.
Nobody
anymore.
does it. No.
People have left these things. I can't, they'll run to me, they will run to people like as
Yes,
me,
yeah.
but they will not do what is the right thing.
Yes.
ये चीज़ है ना, कोई यानी कि
Is there an element of guidance that's missing? For example, the enlightened people can guide because they know the path.
देखो, enlightened people will.
But I mean, there's already people in mosques teaching the same thing.
Yeah.
In terms of on the face of like reading the Quran Park. Am I not right, Nadeem?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But there's a massive difference when like
See,
Bhai says it or Shaji
There
said it.
are two.
We'll give you like a tadat bandenge.
Yeah.
Read this much.
There
No, at
are
all.
two diversions out of every religion. One is the mystical side, जिसको क्या कहते हैं, tasawwuf कहते हैं,
Yes.
and the other thing is the Sharia.
Yeah.
The mosque will teach you the Sharia.
Sharia. They won't teach you the mystics.
They won't teach you the mystical side.
The inner mystical
tasawwuf
side.
side they won't teach you because that is not their speciality. Now if you go back 300-400 years, there used to be a mosque and side by side used to be a क्या कहते हैं आस्ताना, जिसके अंदर कोई दरवेश फकीर बैठता था जो वहीं से वो काम करता था, यानी कि द मिस्टिकल वर्क,
Yes.
पीपल के प्रॉब्लम रिजॉल्व करना और ये वो. बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट से कि अल्लाह का घर है वहाँ से कोई काम नहीं होता. कोई काम ऐसा नहीं है जो ना हो सके,
ना हो
हर
सके.
काम होता है मस्जिद से.
Yeah.
बट वो आजकल का वही बात है कि वी नॉट सेइंग इट, बट इट्स बिकम अ डिफरेंट बॉल गेम नाउ.
Yes.
As this became money orientated and everything, it's a business.
It's very sad to say,
It's a business.
but you know what I mean. A lot of these places are
a business now.
businesses.
It's a
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
And then what happened was basically the people from the mosque started to do the practices of the mystics or the Sufi or the Darwishes. Then the Darwishes walked out of there because they had a saying ke the mystics, the Darwish, when they can do the Shariat, why can't we do mysticism? But they didn't understand one thing, ke the Shariat is a must. Every mystic, Sufi, Darwish follows the Shariat. That is the basic core. Out of that core you elevate and then you start mysticism. But when you start mysticism, then the thing is that you elevate yourself. Now if the ulama or mashayikh at that time, I'm talking about 200-300 years, they basically claimed that when they can do that, why can't we do this? That is done a different way.
It's a different, it's different.
For the Shariat, you have to read books. You have to read books. Books means the law of Sharia is like studying law.
Law, yes.
It's like studying law.
Yeah.
But then what happened was, they said that we can do that. Uske liye books nahi hai.
Books nahi hai.
For mysticism, there are no books.
No.
My father wrote like 7 books. But believe me, I'm his son, I know. Even if you read them, you practice every single thing from them, you will not levitate or elevate spiritually a single bit.
No.
Because this is something that is done from deep inside.
Yes.
ये एक अजीब यानी कि mysticism is like it's mysticism.
It's mystery, yeah.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. That's
it
why
comes
they call
out of a mystery. It comes out of a mystery.
So what message have you got for the people that are struggling with ailments that they can't cure themselves, or habits that they can't cure themselves, and they've been reading namaz,
Chill.
they've been reading the
Chill.
Quran?
I say chill. I say chill.
Yeah.
I say relax. Have some faith. I say have some faith. That's it. 95% of the callers, I say do nothing. Leave it. It will drift away. And they think that I know that this is going to drift away in this time. Arey bhai, yaqeen bhi to koi cheez hai.
Yeah.
You have to have some faith in Almighty Allah that He will help you. He will not allow you to fall down the well.
Yes.
Somebody will put the rope.
And if he falls down the well, then like
But
Hazrat
you see,
Yusuf
I
alayhi salam,
think-
he'll make him the king of Misr.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
See, I think one of the problems is as soon as we start, as soon as we feel that we are falling down, we basically panic.
Yeah.
We panic, right? And we this shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. Whereas it's obviously supposed to happen. It's part of Allah's plan. So let it happen.
Let it
Let the plan happen.
Let it
But
bleed
how
through.
But at the same time, have the same faith, have the yaqeen that Allah will not let me go right to the bottom. That is where we are unfortunately missing out on. Because as soon as we start, as I've said, as soon as we start to fall, we just get very, very panicky. Ye hona nahi chahiye, how can we avoid it? How can we, and we'll kind of think of everything to avoid that particular problem, rather than just
Go with the
just
flow.
allowing it. And
that's the thing. I think this, like, if I can tell you, like, one of my friends, he joined a madrasa, but I knew what he was like. I knew what he was like.
Can you explain that? Come on. Assad, go on, man.
I won't say your name, brother. Wherever you are, you're safe. No, but God bless him. Good lad and all. We same primary school, high school together. He was a good one. And then after a while, his parents wished for him to go to a madrasa, and he went to a madrasa, stayed with all boys madrasa.
तो बातचीत खत्म हो गई है भाई बंगवाल.
But
Have you got a lighter?
he did learn a lot as well. Like the Quran Park, and he kept the beard and he looked the part and everything was fine. But I'd see him on, like, there was about 4 or 5 years where we didn't meet. And then after I met him a couple of times, where I met him was with the other boys that I knew, and he'd be smoking weed with them and then drinking with them.
yeah.
And then, he'd go back into that, and he's the first one who actually said, whatever I do, but I've got my side covered, like I'd read my 5 times Mars and everything like that. He had that way of thinking about it, which I didn't agree with.
No, I don't disagree with
But
that.
then this is what I'm
At least
thinking
he's
about now.
taking the effort of doing the right thing, even though he's doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And the best part about ibadat ki ibada keh lo, usko ibadat bhi kehte hain, ibada kehte hain in the common word these days, ke believe me, you start walking the straight path.
Yeah.
You get back on the right path.
Yes. Because you have to make a start from somewhere, don't
Kahin
you?
to rassi pakado aur shuru karo.
Exactly.
Kahin to
There
kya baat hai, yeah,
obviously
true.
has to be a beginning.
There has to be
Yeah,
a
who am
beginning.
I to judge about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, like when people say they've got problems in a way, my opinion on that is that, well, it's from Allah, number one.
Yes.
And the reason behind it is to bring you closer to him.
Yes.
Yes.
As a
And
lesson.
how? Because, like what you said, people start running around thinking, what should I do?
Yeah.
Well, if you read,
Yes.
it brings you closer to
And
him.
if you do the right thing, as you've said,
as you-
Rizal,
yeah,
if
do
you
the
do
right
the
thing.
right thing,
Right thing.
So,
right thing.
having a problem is
But-
not really a bad thing.
it's not a bad thing.
It's, the way I view it is Allah wants you to get closer to Him.
But then there's the elements of like groups. I won't mention any names, but religious groups, and then they go and do the entirely wrong thing. You can imagine any worst case scenario in what I'm saying.
Yes.
I don't even have to say it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They do form groups,
Yeah.
and they do become extreme,
Yes.
and they do go down a very not humanitarian means of doing things.
Because they've
But
got
they're so enveloped in it.
but
and
they've
they're
got
so
a problem and they're
They've
not
been
actually
indoctrinated
Indoctrinated.
by the wrong people.
Because the thing
Very,
is,
very simple. They've been indoctrinated from a very young age by the wrong people who have got their own,
Nadeem,
who have got their own
agendas behind everything.
agendas and their own ulterior motives behind it. Their
Yeah.
own motives.
and I don't think then people will be reading.
No.
Really?
No, they do 5 times namaz, you see Quran
No.
talk, you see
no.
Yeah,
वो देखो चीज ये है कि
क्या कहते
चीज
हैं
ये
कौन सी चीजें वो नहीं करते Islamically.
there are certain things that are punishable, there are certain things that are maafi ke talabgar, there are many flexibilities, but one thing is not permissible, is killing of human life.
Look, Rizal, as
That's
you said,
wrong.
they might be reading
Completely.
5 times. They might be doing everything that
Yeah.
you are supposed to do. But if their intention is, I am going to blow up 500 people
XYZ,
today, right?
yeah.
That's
I-
100% wrong.
In
Yeah.
a few weeks' time, do you think Allah Ta'ala is going to accept their worship?
Well,
Never.
I'll tell you,
Yeah,
what,
Never.
you know
never.
what-
Yeah.
Never.
one of my friends,
Never.
he cracks a joke about that because they're all on about like we're gonna go heaven and 72 virgins, and
Go
my
on,
friend
Max.
says, I hope they're all men. You know what I mean?
That's a bit
There's some-
controversial. That's a bit controversial. That's a bit
But you know what?
controversial.
Yeah.
I'm telling you as it is. If that's the case, you've got to be a bit controversial because
Yeah.
you're not in that category of believing with them.
Yeah, but they're not won't be going to heaven then, will they?
If they do,
If they do.
they get what they want. That's what they did it for. If they kill a few people. that's what they-
लेकिन सूफीज़म में in दरवेशी in mystical path in any इस तरह की चीज़ों में there is no side or any angle of violence.
No.
It's
No.
only forgiveness.
Yes.
Ah.
There's always one thing known in Sufism and Darweshi and mysticism is give.
Yes.
Sacrifice वो होता है कि जो basically इमाम हुसैन ने किया था.
Azeem कुर्बानी है.
अजीम कुर्बानी.
Yes.
That is the sacrifice.
Yeah.
ठीक है ना. बाकी उसके अलावा sacrifice कोई नहीं है.
Yeah.
Now if you take it on a level a bit lower on that is हज़रत ईसा की कुर्बानी. My father used to say कि 2 अजीम कुर्बानियाँ इस दुनिया में हुई थी. एक क्या कहते हैं उसको हज़रत ईसा की कुर्बानी एंड एक इमाम हुसैन की कुर्बानी. इमाम हुसैन की कुर्बानी सेड वो उसने हर कुर्बानी को जितने सैक्रिफाइसेस थे इन दिस यूनिवर्स
दे सकते थे दे दिए.
वो जो पास्ट में हुई हैं जो उस करंट टाइम में थी 1400 years ago and in the next coming 50,000 years or maybe till eternity till the day of judgment उस कुर्बानी को उन्होंने ओवर रूल कर दिया उस एक कुर्बानी ने इमाम हुसैन की कुर्बानी ने. That is something that is the peak of eloquence of sacrifice.
Yes.
Everything you had, you gave and let go.
And when you say everything, it means everything.
Your children,
Your blood,
your
everything.
जानवर जो पाले हुए थे, जो साथ था,
No doubt.
सिवाय एक चीज के. You gave up everything except एक चीज के. वो अल्लाह की रस्सी थी.
Yeah.
The rope of Allah, Imam Hussain
Yeah.
didn't give up.
He didn't give up.
He didn't give up. He didn't compromise on his beliefs, his yaqeen.
Well,
He surrendered everything.
He surrendered everything
Yeah.
except that one thing.
Yeah, Pak.
ये होती है. This is something. This is Islam.
Yes.
This is Islam. जो असद और हम लोग बात कर रहे थे पहले, that is not Islam. That is वो क्या बोलते हैं, hooliganism. Hooliganism or something like that. वो जो word हम जेम्स बॉन्ड के लिए यूज करते हैं क्या, hooliganism or something like that. That is something like that. वो जहालत है.
जहालत है.
That's जहालत. That's not the right thing to do.
See, when them guys, like what you said, they pray namaz and they do everything. Yeah, but do they understand what they're reading?
Ratta laya na.
You know?
That's what it is.
That's what say that again.
Just sit
The
there
way
like-
he
They don't
said
understand.
Rattalaya. The way he said it, it just came out. Rattalaya.
They don't understand what they're praying, what they're reading.
It doesn't go in, innit?
And
I don't think it sinks into your heart and mind. I think something has to really something has to happen inside your own heart for you to evolve or change.
Well,
Or to submit, for
yeah,
example.
Yeah, true.
To be more down to earth, courteous.
See, there's a big lack of understanding. When you read any actual namaz, you are basically submitting to Allah.
Will of Allah.
There's a big meaning behind you of bowing down to Allah. But unfortunately, a lot of people who read namaz, it's up, down, that's it. They don't even think
What's going on?
what's going on.
Yeah.
Why are they doing it?
Or what they're even saying when they're
What even
when
they're
they're
saying.
in sajda.
You know what I liked? What was said in the last program that was done here, the invite with Baji.
With Paji. Yeah.
Said this is the knowledge of the hearts.
Yes.
The hearts, isn't it?
Yeah.
While you were talking, something that I seen in another documentary. I do watch a lot of documentaries, by the way. Right? They did an experiment. With the scientists, they're really advanced. They look at everything and they break it down. In this experiment, what they did is put a lot of wires on somebody's head all around and then his chest. And they designed it in a way where they sat him down in a dark room with a TV in front of him. And they told him, we're going to show you some images. We just want to record your energy according to the images that we show you. What sort of readings we get from your energy of your heart and the energy of your mind. And the experiment was to shock that person. So in one picture, for example, they show him rainbows, bunny rabbits and everything cool and calm, the sea, the ocean, sailing boats. In the very next one, dead bodies or somewhere where it's been bombed and, really ugly images, for example, scary images.
Yes.
After they did this with the person, when they looked at the data, they realized that consecutively, every time they changed the image, the reading of the brain energy, when they showed him something calm, like the sea or the ocean with boats on it, it read at a certain frequency. And then when they changed the image, the frequency changed to a different frequency, a much higher or lower, whatever it was, when they changed it. So every time they went from a good picture, and randomly they'll show him like 3 good pictures, 1 bad one, 4 bad ones, 1 good one, like this. They read that every time they changed him, when they changed the pictures, the brain frequency changed. But after a while, what was really interesting is that every time before they were changing a certain image from a good one to a bad one, the heart energy already changed to the frequency it was reading at according to a bad one before the picture came on.
So it was like expecting.
So it was
The heart
expecting.
was
expecting
it
about
already knew it.
It already knew
Yeah.
that the next picture is going to be a bad one, so the frequency dropped according to that.
Getting used to it.
And
That's what it was, isn't it?
before the person actually visually seen it, so the conclusion of that experiment was that your heart knows before your mind does what's going to be coming.
Yeah.
And what they said in the program with Baji was, we know
Knowing.
that your heart is what makes your mind think.
I said that.
You said that.
Yeah, I said that. Your heart makes your mind think.
And I think
in Sufism, in spiritualism, in mysticism, it is well known, यानी कि जो लोग होते हैं, देखें बात नदीम भाई, the problem here is कि you can try explaining things. People are not willing to understand.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like people come to you for visa. Now if you start, okay, I'm going to write a letter to the Home Office. This is going to be the subject and this is the name. What is he going to say? Just do whatever you
Just
want
do whatever it takes.
yeah.
Whatever it takes.
But the thing is that the heart basically gives a signal to the brain. जिसको कहते हैं कि अभी दिल चाह रहा है to have a steak. Why don't we say कि my brain is saying, मेरा दिमाग कह रहा है कि मैं brain steak खा लूँ. Even in the English language, oh, I feel like having, I feel like having a steak. Why don't we say, oh, I'm thinking of having a steak? Very rarely you say that you think of having a steak. You feel like the feeling.
It's the feeling.
Sufism and mysticism works on feelings.
It's about feeling, yeah.
And that's why I would say ke the Sufis, the Dervishes, the mystics, they are so stone heart cold. Their heart dies from inside.
Yes.
Why? Because
to tell you the truth,
because all desire
finishes.
Actual Sufi will not have any other desire apart from to be
close to
peace
his
with
Almighty.
his. That's all his desire.
How do we come away with that to a small degree? Even to a small
वो अपने
degree.
क्या कहते हैं रज़ा भाई कि वो अपने fanafil.
Yeah, fanafil.
That is their objective.
पीर अब्दुल कादिर जलानी वाला
If
वो
I'm
उधर से
right,
वो सिस्टम
it's
चलता
just
है.
fana.
Yes. उधर से चलता है वो fanafil.
So they have no desire in the worldly things, in anything.
There's an English saying that I have only one desire, that I have no desire.
Exactly.
I have no desire.
When you have no desire, basically, when you have no desire, so that means you basically as a statement you are using the kalma's first bit. When you have no desire, you're basically using the first one. क्या कहते हैं जैसे कोई माबूद नहीं, यानी कि there is no existence.
No existence.
You deny all the existence except Allah.
Except Allah.
The first bit comes in when the desires finish.
Yes.
It's very complicated.
Yes.
Okay, there's a question that pops to my mind is, through our system, can we read to suppress our own desires and wants?
You can
and just incline ourselves towards Allah even more.
You can read for anything you desire. Even you can read for a desire that you have no desire.
But that will has to be there.
Yes, that drive
from the beginning.
The will. Yeah.
You have to have that willpower and actually believe that you want nothing. It's easier said than done, as they say.
Oh yeah.
Easier said than done.
I'll give you an example. The thing is that if I desire not to have steak today, I am desiring to have steak today, and I go out and I have chips and fish, even though I don't want it, that is basically twisting your desires. For that, the Quran has resolves. You can control yourself. What do you think? मैं सीधी बात बताऊं कि बहुत सारे लोग people criticize me as well. Let them. How do you think the fakirs, the dervishes sat for 17, 18 hours without food, water, on the raw sand in the heat?
Yeah, true.
Yes, in the jungles.
In the jungles.
No
How do they sit?
Like days, many days.
There are practices, there are rituals that make you do this.
Yes.
Things do happen because of these things. There are things that make you do this. मैं अपनी बात कर रहा हूँ कि मैंने 13 घंटे. हाँ ठीक है. वो जो है क्या कहते हैं, sorry, I have done things. Nadeem bhai को पता था, when you came initially, I used to read 13 hours a day in those days.
I know.
How can you sit 13 hours in one place without going to the toilet or getting up from the janamas? There are certain things that make you inbuilt strong.
Yes.
But with the strength comes a price that you become cold-hearted then.
Yes.
You're basically killing all your desires.
Yeah.
And then eventually what happens is you become so cold-hearted that other people, what they desire, that becomes your desire. Because you don't have any desire, and without a desire living, you cannot live without. What will be the point of living when you can't feel alive?
Yes.
You have to feel alive. So then what happens is, when somebody tells you something, you say, all right, that's what I want.
But isn't there a certain attainment to that then? Life, like, isn't there certain attainment in life? Isn't that an achievement itself, though?
What's that? Killing all your desires?
Killing, like, if like you look at the examples.
Well, it's
of
being
great
closer
Sufis,
to Allah. These people, that's all they want.
It's tough.
They don't want anything else but to get to know their Lord from the closest angle possible, and for them to be able to do that, that's the only way to achieve it.
Big sacrifices on that path.
It's
isn't
about
it?
sacrifice.
Yeah, big
Again, it's
sacrifice.
about big sacrifices.
रास्ते में sacrifice तो देना पड़ता है.
Yes.
दीन के लिए,
As you've
दुनिया
said,
के
no
लिए.
pain without
No
gain.
pain without gain. यानी कि वो जो है क्या कहते हैं उसे, no gain without pain. No gain. Yeah, no gain without pain. And अगर sacrifices की बात नहीं होती, वही बात करेंगे कि हज़रत ईसा सूली पे ना चढ़ते, इमाम हुसैन wouldn't have क्या कहते हैं उसे, his head wouldn't have been severed in the sajda. You have to give sacrifices in every single, anything to do with the Rabbul Alameen or the Almighty, you have to do sacrifice. The biggest sacrifice is, first of all, we basically pray 5 times on his order. Basically from your life that he has given to you. If you have 1700 hours, I'm just talking about hypothetical, usme se you have to give like 30 minutes out of that every day to him.
Yes.
Because it's his order. He has given you the life and this is what he wants from you.
In return.
In return. When you are not returning, when you are not appreciating, you're saying that, all right, I've got it, Nadeem bhai wali baat, taking it for granted, then problems arise.
I'm guilty of that a little bit. I'll be honest with you.
No, we
You know,
all are.
We all
with
are.
not
Everyone
really
knows
knowing
you.
all the time.
Yeah.
I wanna
Go on, lad.
No, but you
Go
know-
on, lad.
not even a selfish way. I'm just saying. It has a balance on my mind most days. Like you think about it.
But the
you know
fact
what,
that
it's
you
a-
even think
it's
about it
it's
is a
guilt.
big
That's
thing.
a big
It's a-
thing. It's a
Whereas
start.
99% of the people don't even
Yeah.
think about it.
It's a big
So
it's
the
a
fact
start.
that you're actually thinking about it is
Yeah.
a big achievement, I would
Yeah.
say. You
I
know?
mean, I pray. Well, I try to pray anyway.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think what got me praying was understanding what you're saying when you are actually stood there.
Yeah.
You know, going into your ruku, going into your sajda. Because prior to that, it was just reading, for example, Subhana Rabbiyal Ala.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knowing what that means, in English. Because come on, at the end of the day, we're born and bred here in England. Knowing
Yeah.
what
But
is
even if you-
saying
even if
when
you
you're
know it
in
and
your
you don't,
sajda,
it's wrong.
that is what is the most important thing. When you're saying glory be to Allah the Most High.
Most high.
So now you know you're praising him literally.
You're
So
praising
you
him.
know.
You do it with more interest. You
Yes.
do it with more enthusiasm.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
100%.
95% लोगों को पता ही नहीं कि नमाज का मतलब क्या है,
Yeah.
Yeah.
क्यों रखी है नमाज, and what is the meaning of anything in it. They just go stand up. They don't. Allahu Akbar का लोगों को नहीं पता.
नहीं पता.
Yeah.
It's a very simple thing, है ना?
100%. Yeah. And I think when you understand that, then you become more inclined to actually get up and pray. That, look, let me praise the Lord.
आजो.
Walaikum salam.
अच्छा ये जो है,
This is the crew.
दूर से सलाम अलैकुम सुल्तान भाई, आजो. Leave the door open ना.
Welcome.
Mashallah.
Mashallah.
The show was so good, we thought to
How are
crash
you
the
guys?
party.
You're all okay?
You're basically crashing the party.
Gay crashes. Gay crashes. Gay crashes.
They've arrived.
That's against the law.
No, great crashing is alright. Assalamualaikum.
I thought I'll give him a bit of a guilt trip, but it's not working.
वो चीज़ ये है कि this was basically planned as it is.
Yes.
It was a plan.
As it's the final.
Finale. And
Finale.
I would like to thank everyone here and Ehtisham bhai, assalamu alaikum. क्या बात है headset microphone के साथ.
But Sam is looking the part. Yeah, mashallah.
Ehtisham bhai looking the part and as usual. टक टक करना जरा mic में. No, mic में करोगे. Oh yeah, it's loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
It's loud and clear, and a bit of music भी चलेगा background में. Ehtisham bhai will do the closing. Nadeem bhai and Ehtisham bhai will do the closing of today's show. And मेरी तरफ से I would like to thank everyone who joined us for this season, and I would like to thank everyone who helped us creating this studio. It's a creation basically, and now it's basically official, as everyone can see on their device. It's come as a is popped up as a location, Sufi Guidance Studio. And I would like to thank everyone. And Nadeem bhai ka to thank you की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. He is more than family.
I'm part of the furniture.
Assad साहब का भी thank you की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. Azeem भी goes the same. बाकी शहजाद भाई का thank you very much.
Quick word.
Gohar, yeah, you can.
You haven't seen nothing yet.
You said the best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come.
Absolutely. So, absolutely. So, I guess this is last episode. And you know, कुछ नदीम भाई एक बात कहनी है. जब हम लोग No One In की planning कर रहे थे, we were doing the logo in particular. We noticed one thing very interesting. That was that as you read the logo of No One In, 19 दो बार उसके अंदर trace out होता है.
Oh,
ठीक है.
right.
This is something we explained in the pilot.
Yes.
And बड़े शादी जिस तरह कहते थे कि when you 19 का जिक्र आ गया तो
19 is very significant.
Absolutely.
Very significant, yes.
It's wahidaniyat.
Yes.
And then if you look back at this season, I'm sure all of us in this room are going to agree
Yes, agreed.
कि ये program वाहिद program ही रहा है.
Definitely.
And
No doubt.
you know, it's been one of those things. क्यों गौहर भाई?
Definitely. As Assad bhai said before, the best is still yet to come. Every day we are just making sure we do the best. As Shah Sahab himself, as I was telling you before,
Yes.
he himself had a plan
Mhm.
from day one. He wanted to do it, and we all knew he was going to do it, and he did it. Even today, absolutely, we had about over 7,500 people
MashaAllah.
watching again.
Mrs. Malik का phone आया. मैं एक बात बता दूं.
Mm.
Mrs. Malik का text आया. Thank you very much, Mrs. Malik. क्या कहते हैं उसके अलावा Mrs. Malik मकबूल भाई का आया.
अच्छा.
Well said. He said,
Okay, yeah.
that goes to you.
Yeah.
Mashallah, 7,000 people is a lot for people like us.
Allah.
Nice.
I know that.
It's a huge audience.
And then
Thank you, everybody.
a lot of people have put in a lot of effort into this show, right?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
So
लगा
ये
सकते हैं लेकिन copyright का मसला है.
copyright का मसला बन जाएगा. So basically ये नहीं, कई ऐसे लोग हैं जिन्होंने यहाँ पर concept ने contribute किया. कई
Definitely.
लोग ऐसे हैं जो हमारे साथ रहे. कई
From
लोग
day
हैं
one.
जिनके अपने हाथों से ये
अपने
बात
हाथों.
बनी. शहजाद भाई ऐसा ही है ना?
ऐसे ही है.
ऐसे ही है. और ये जिस तरह का प्रोग्राम है ना, ये नो वन इन है एक्सेप्ट
माइक में बोल.
माइक में बोल रहे.
माइक में
इसमें बोल रहे.
Yeah. इसमें बोल.
इसमें बोल रहे.
वो माइक है.
अब मेरी आवाज सही आ रही है.
अब आ रही है.
हैं? अब सही है.
अब सही है.
आवाज सही है मेरी.
Yes.
Yeah, सही है भाई.
ठीक है. अच्छा, तो मैं वो कह रहा था शाह साहब कि ये जो है ना नो वन इन, ये इससे बेटर हो नहीं सकता था. क्योंकि मलिक्स जहाँ हो ना वहाँ मैं बिल्कुल दे नो हाउ टू पार्टी. बिल्कुल ये चीज़ है. और दूसरा शाह साहब बर्थडे विश करनी है ज़ायरा को.
सिस्टर ज़ायरा की क्या कहते हैं बेटी की बर्थडे है.
माशाल्लाह, माशाल्लाह.
एंड हमारी तरफ से मेरी तरफ से plenty of duas with
From
love.
everyone, happy birthday.
And
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And again, I would go back to the start of the program. Emerald, I really appreciate what you
Thank
do.
you.
Yes.
You have a
Emerald,
big
mashallah.
heart.
God bless you.
116 के यानी कि 1,16,000 आदमी में से फेसबुक पे यूट्यूब के सब्सक्राइबर्स अलग हैं, मेरे अपने फेसबुक पे अलग हैं. एंड द थिंग इज दैट वन पर्सन ओनली विश्ड द पाकिस्तानी कम्युनिटी विद
With
the-
independence.
okay,
Yeah.
Well wishes.
हैप्पी क्या कहते हैं उसे इंडिपेंडेंस डे, व्हिच इज अ वेरी बिग थिंग एंड आई सैल्यूट.
And that's why she's getting praised on this.
Praised on this.
बिल्कुल.
On this
Well done.
program.
And others should learn by example.
इंडिया वाली उसने भी भेजा था मुझे,
क्या
कार्ड बना के भेजा था.
किसने? सुष्मिता.
हाँ, सुष्मिता.
सुष्मिता ने थैंक यू वेरी मच. हाँ उसका भी थैंक यू वेरी मच. और द थिंग इज दैट के एज पाकिस्तानीज, ठीक है ना, वी शुड ऑल डू दिस सेम जेस्चर.
Yes.
Yes.
No doubt.
We should try to
Yeah.
emulate her. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So
नदीम, असद भाई आप कुछ बोलेंगे फिर?
yeah,
नदीम भाई, then-
Azadi Mubarak also to our Indian brothers and sisters. On the 15th it was celebrated.
Yes.
So I'd like to say that. And thank you everybody for watching. हमारा साथ जिन लोगों ने दिया. Thank you to everybody.
Okay, good. I'd like to finish off by saying it was such a huge privilege to be here. Really amazed by this setup. Really amazing. I really enjoyed doing the 2 podcasts that we did. really enjoyed them. It was like we were just amongst friends here, having a chat about
It was
virtually
enjoyable.
everything.
The
So
best.
I really enjoyed it. Thanks to all the viewers, all the people who were leaving comments, you know, and the fact that we got so many thousands of viewers.
ये आपकी
so-
मेहरबानी है नदीम भाई, पता नहीं क्या लेकर ये तवीज़ लेकर आया, कौन से नदीम भाई कौन से बाबे के पास जा रहे हैं?
So yeah, I'd like to just sign off and say it was a huge privilege, and inshallah, this is just a stepping stone
Stepping stone.
onto many bigger things to come. Inshallah,
Inshallah.
with Barishaji's duas,
Mashallah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
upwards and onwards.
Onwards.
These are my last words.
I should say sorry, Nadeem bhai. आपके last words इतने inspiring है कि जान. But I couldn't stop myself. This is true. प्रोग्राम ही ऐसा है कि देखते ही जोश आ जाता है. But एक बात है वैसे में कि हमारे साथ हमेशा Maliks थे. As once again, this was the best possible choice for the first season. क्योंकि when the indestructible Maliks are with you, when the immortal Maliks are with you,
The daring Maliks.
तो फिर बात आगे ही
बात
बढ़ेगी.
आगे ही बढ़ेगी,
Inshallah.
इंशाल्लाह आगे जाएगी, आगे ही जाएगी.
Really appreciate
And
it.
just to end on a note, my desires for a steak are growing. I think we should go. Let's go.
भाई पीछे से हाथ मारो, बोलते बोलते.
Yeah, I can see his. Zabai, I can see his wavelengths be fluctuating like this.
और last but not least एक बहुत important message है, which is that this has been a 110 production. There's a hidden hero.
Oh yes.
सही है ना?
Behind all of this, यानी कि there is a hidden hero, well heroine.
Absolutely.
लेकिन heroine बोलना ज़रा अच्छा नहीं है, लेकिन hidden hero and basically उन्हीं की वजह से, यानी कि वैसे तो यानी कि ये कहना किसी की वजह से, बट ये जो बेसिकली प्रोडक्शन फॉर्म है उनकी वजह से we have basically created something that very few create, and especially we've killed it. And एहतशाम भाई बताएंगे कौन क्या कैसे क्यों.
हमारी अपनी the hidden force behind No One In, the driving force in our hearts, the person who always encourages us, हमारी अपनी सीमा बाजी.
Seema Baji, yeah. Thank you so
course.
much, bro.
She just says, what does she say? Go
ahead, Shah Sahab, do it.
Go ahead, Shah Sahab, do. वो नदीम भाई वाला स्टाइल है उनका. She
That's
goes,
my philosophy as well.
Just do it. She says, go ahead, Shah Sahab, do it.
That's the right philosophy.
That's the right philosophy.
Absolutely.
Always works.
Yeah.
Always works.
So this is everything came together in such a perfect way. I think there's no way I could have imagined this better, right?
Meanwhile, I'm taking photos just for the memories, you know.
Absolutely, memories, good memories, fantastic memories.
और
And
एक फोटो से याद आया मुझे, ये कैमरे में दिखाना बड़ा जरूरी है.
Yes.
ये लास्ट मोमेंट आया था तो we didn't have the location. ये दिखाना बड़ा जरूरी है. ये सीधा कर देंगे तो इजी हो जाएगा. बट अब वो ऑब्जेक्ट करेगी आपके
This
नाम
one,
को.
there you
नाम
go.
देखे ना किसका है नीचे. नाम देखे तो किसका है.
No Shaba and
right?
मैं बात बताता हूँ आपको.
फिर अब समझ में आया ये जो है नौशाबा ने बना के भेजा है.
It's very nice.
Thank you, Shaba. Very nice.
Very nice.
And
अल्लाह ताला
Sajid.
bless you. यकीन करो कि
God bless you both.
Hey, Salman.
अगर ये कहा जाए उन बच्चों से कि दे आर लाइक किड्स, आई नेवर से दिस कि दे आर लाइक, मैं इस तरह का आदमी नहीं हूँ कि किड्स कुड्स ये, बट दे आर लवली किड्स. दे आर ब्रॉट अप इज वेरी
Allah bless them.
Allah bless them.
Allah bless them.
And they will be with me till eternity, यानी कि till I can do it.
मुझे कल पूछती है कि क्या कर रहे हो. मैं क्या वाटरमेलन. मुझे बहुत भेजती है जवाब. पानी पीते हैं खाते नहीं.
शर्म तो नहीं आई ना. शर्म. चलिए ठीक है, रैप अप करें फिर नदीम भाई. Anything else? Last words?
Thank you.
As I've said, upwards and onwards.
Upwards and onwards.
Upwards
क्या
and
बात
onwards.
है.
Yeah, Zabardast.
Upwards
And onward.
It's like
Assad, you.
sounded like Buzz Lightyear there. Above and beyond. Hey, thank you to all the Maliks, Dr. Malik and also thank you to Salman Bhai and Seema Baji.
Seema Baji.
What a wonderful journey, and you know, with more years, more good times to come, yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
May Allah Pak bless us all.
Yeah.
And
और
with the elder brothers like Nadeem Bhai,
और बाजी
it's gonna be really good.
inshallah next time we will be careful with this bit for guiding us, ठीक है ना, क्योंकि हमें इतना मीडिया को पता नहीं है, we don't know the media how it works. Thank you very much. अल्लाह ताला bless you all. तो फिर closing करूँ?
Yeah.
जगह दे दें. तो हम सब की तरफ से खुदा हाफिज़ और नासिर, and remember one thing, that we all do love you all.
This was a 110 production. This was a 110 production. This was a 110 production. This was a 110